Looks
Hello,
like
hello. We are live, Matt. All right.
I'm ready.
Excellent. Well, listen, this is Rob Rosa, and this is Matt Crossan, right? Um, Both wanted to come on here live today just to talk a little bit about the virtual live real estate classes that we are conducting on an almost daily basis. So we have a pretty good schedule, and we're going to go over that. We want to talk a little bit about what the state requirements are, and some opportunities that even have in real estate. Matt kind of started off in real estate with the class, the pre-licensing class, and I think things have been going great for him. What do you think, Matt?
Things have been excellent, even through the coronavirus, so to speak. Right? Things are going pretty well. A
Excellent.
little
Excellent.
different, some changes, but it's been a really good year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I know you've been doing a great job, and I know you. What do you have? 4 or 5 different transactions going on right now?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
excellent. And you're doing everything from you had a house. Where was the home that you sold a couple months back? Maybe 3 months back now.
Which house was that? The house down on the
Oh,
shore?
by the shore. Tell us a little bit about that house, man.
Oh, that was so. A friend of mine. Um, I was showing some houses down in the Stonington area, and we found him a beautiful house right on the water for just a little over $1 million. So that was that was one of my very first transactions, actually. That was actually, when did we close on that? Last June, Rob. Time flies.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been that long. I thought it was about 3, 4 months ago.
No, it was the end of June.
Right, right. Well, that was definitely a big hit for you. So, congratulations again on that. So, again, one of our main
Thank
topics was
you.
talking about the virtually live real estate classes that we are conducting online. Right now, we're using the software Zoom, and it has been working out good for us. We are using the program that's a paid program with which has higher security. So you don't have to worry about any security issues. And I think we've gotten some excellent feedback on it. What do you think about it, Matt?
I think it's gone real well. I think in one of the classes that I taught, we had like 15 or 16 students, and everything seemed to work pretty smoothly. We were able to communicate with one another, and it went real well.
Yeah, yeah. And I know the students have given you a lot of accolades. I mean, they love your personality, and you're conducting or teaching a couple of classes a week, which definitely takes a load off of me, which I appreciate it. And we're able to, communicate better as far as staying on track with each particular student and help giving them some of the attention that they want and that they need. And then they don't get sick of maybe the same person talking all the time, right?
Right. Well, I think we're all pretty happy that you did all your due diligence and jumped through all the hoops you needed to jump through to make sure that that was able to happen for everybody. We had a lot of students that were towards the end of their classes, and then all of a sudden we can't go to class anymore. So there was some people that had just started, etc. But that was a great job by you getting it done and getting certified by the state and able to continue it online, so we could all keep moving along.
Right. Well, I definitely appreciate that. I mean, it definitely was tough, but I did actually feel bad. I mean, you probably know just more than anyone. I have an affinity. I have a special sort of attention I love to give to new agents. I love to see someone grow. I love to open up the doors for other people in this industry and say, hey, listen, there's plenty of business for all of us. And if you want to learn, if you want to grow, if you have a passion to help people, if you are self motivated, if you have a high integrity, join our industry, try to make some money, and you can help a lot of people. I mean, you've helped quite a few people as it is over the past year or so, correct?
I have. I'll tell you, it's a new industry for me. As you know, I came from the automotive industry for many, many years. Um, so it's a little, you get to be a little older. I'm not in my 20s or 30s or 40s anymore, but it's different, but I love it. Every day is new things I'm learning, a new challenge. I really, really like it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and it's been a pleasure having you on the team, along with some of the other agents that we have that are newer. But when somebody takes our real estate class, um, they don't have to necessarily join our team. They can join whoever they want to. And in fact, we have had brokers from other companies, and I don't have to name names. You know who you are. These people are definitely protected. We don't try to talk them into coming to us or going here, ABC Realty, 123 Realty, XYZ Realty. You go to work for who you want to, who you feel most comfortable with. But the door is open for us to give you that education and to make it easier for you with a live virtual class. So, some of the things are, and this is a little bit newer to people, we have a rotating schedule. And you can start when you want. There's no start date. There's no end date. You have to do 60 hours of classroom time. You have to take our final exam and pass it with a 70% or better. And you're able to get that pre-licensing certificate that you need in the state of Connecticut and be able to apply to PSI, who creates and monitors the exam, and then be able to actually sit for the state exam. So, Matt, you just went through it, about a year and a half ago or so. How'd you feel about the state exam? How'd you feel about the process and how it all worked out for you? What are some tips that you can give people to help them out?
Well, I would say, study. I was not all that confident in the state part anyway, taking the test. I thought I did okay, but I wasn't extremely confident. Luckily for me, I had a great teacher and went through the class and studied, and I passed the first time, so that was good. That's the best advice I could give people, is to pass, to study for the test. As a lot of people don't necessarily study all that hard, and you're not going to pass if you don't. It's definitely not common sense stuff, so you definitely have to do your studying.
Yes, definitely.
But I was well prepared. I was well prepared through the class and everything. So, that was good.
Excellent. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why we focus on getting that 4 times of exposure for the material. We want to make sure that people understand, hey, it's not all rainbows, taking the class and it's so nice and easy. You have to study at home too, right? You have to review the material first, right? We tell you what unit to go over and you review it on your own. And you might be like, oh my gosh, this is hard. I don't get it 100%. What should I do? Well, that's okay, because the second exposure is going to be us. Is going to be Matt and I, or Matt or I, depending on the class, going over it with you, going over each particular topic, whether it's agency or contracts or environmental protections, and what's the liability for real estate agents, what's the liability for real estate agents with stigmatized properties, right? That's huge. And so we're going to go over each one of those things with you during the class. And then number 3, which is your favorite, Matt, what's the third exposure? Do you remember?
The quiz?
The quiz, right? So we have to put you on point. We have to give you just a little bit, not a lot, not huge, but just a little bit of pressure, of stress, of a feeling of uncomfortableness. Remember, diamonds, what do they come from? They come from that piece of charcoal getting squeezed. And that's how you get a diamond, right? So you got to feel a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling, just a little bit. And we give you that quiz. And then we don't collect the quiz. We don't collect every single score of every quiz, because, we're not in elementary school, we're not in high school, we're not in middle school. We have adult learning. And so we want to make sure that you understand, hey, you're getting treated like an adult, but you're on the honor system. And how do you feel about that? Matt, does it work out pretty good?
We do inspect what we expect, right, Rob?
Pretty good. Yeah,
So
exactly.
you
Exactly.
know which students are studying, and you kind of know which ones might not be. But it's a process for everybody, and that's okay. We're there to
Yeah.
support people. We're there to encourage people and make sure that by the time they go to take their test, that they're ready to start hopefully a new career for themselves.
Yep. Yep. And what goes good with that as well is that we are all on video together when we're doing this class. So our class is very similar to probably what everybody's seeing right now. Right now we're actually live on Facebook. We're actually live on LinkedIn. We're actually live on YouTube. Okay. And so what you're seeing right now, maybe on your phone, maybe you're taking a couple minutes break from your work, or maybe you're still at home, and God bless you. I hope everything's going all right for you. But what you're seeing now with the two boxes, with Matt here and I here, we're right here and we're going through the books. And we might even do a share screens with you and be able to share some of the materials and be able to go through it step by step. So we're going to be looking at you and we're going to be saying, hey, Matt, what did you get for question number 7? And Matt's going to say, what letter? A, right?
Right.
And then we're going to go over it and we're going to say, okay, well, actually, the answer is B and this is why. And we're going to talk about it and discuss it. And there's plenty of time for the material to go over with. So, I mean, what do you think about that, Matt? Have we had to rush through things, or have things been going good, or how do you feel about it?
I think the classes, I know the classes from me taking your classes, and the way that I like to do it is there's plenty of time for real world discussion. A lot of students like a real world example, and it helps them wrap their head around, why that is the way it is, and helps them remember. So when it comes time to take the test, they'll be able to remember different things about different subjects. And there's a lot of them. I mean, it's real estate, really, I didn't realize until you start doing it, there's a lot of things that are involved with real estate,
Right. Would it be nice if we could kind of take all the information and boom, download it, like, with a USB stick or something?
That would be nice.
It'd be a little weird, be a little scary, but it might be nice. It might be easier. But then you and I would be out of a job, right?
Right, exactly.
Right. So, as a reminder, our classes are live virtual. There is no, I'll do long distance studying, or I'll do the class tonight at 12:30 p.m. It's live virtual. It's right as though we're sitting in a classroom together. You get to spend time with us, and you might see me take quite a few sips of my green tea, or maybe something else that might be in this mug. We'll keep it. We'll keep it G-rated, right? But you're gonna be in the comfortableness of your own home, of your own area. You don't have to worry about things. So it's going to be on a Zoom video. You can get access to it from your phone, your tablet, your PC. And the next thing I wanted to go over was the schedule, right? So Matt, do you want to go over the schedule?
Well, you're the schedule master, Rob. You come up with the schedule. I just abide by it.
All right, so it gets a little bit tricky, and all the information is actually below on the ticker that's going back and forth. So you can visit that at any time. It actually has all this information we're going over, along with the registration form. So the class is Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Tuesday, 10 to 12 p.m. or 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Right? Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You probably lost me a few days ago on the schedule, but I'll tell you, here's the story, is that we have 2 evening classes per week, right? And we have 3 morning classes per week. And you come when you can. We keep your attendance. We track your attendance. You have to be there on time. You have to be there a couple minutes early with your video and audio on. You have to be ready to participate, and you get credit for that class, right? As long as you're there for the full 2 hours. Really when it comes down to it, because we want to make sure we're abiding by all the state guidelines. We want to give the best service possible and make sure there's no question you're getting the best education possible for the pre-licensing class. So when it comes to it is that, we want to make sure, hey, if you're a couple minutes late, it's probably going to be okay only because we're going to go a couple minutes late at the end of the class. But you need to get in that full 120 minutes in order to get credit for that 2-hour class. And the full schedule is on our website. No problem. So you come when you can, come when you want. You'll see if you visit that site below, ctrealestateschool.info, there will be a registration form. And once you fill out that registration form, it'll also send me an email. And then you and I could have an individual discussion on the phone and talk about what your plans are and what your schedule might be. It's not set in stone. One week you might be able to come to all 5 classes. The next week you can only make Monday evening. The next week you can only make Tuesday morning. But you have how long to take all the classes? Do you remember, Matt?
1 year.
1 year. Right?
1 year. And it's for anybody in the state of Connecticut, right?
Well, that's for our school, right?
Right. Anybody in the entire state. Whereas before, when we were physically giving the classes, live and in person, we mostly got people from Greater Hartford, I would say.
Right.
But now, anybody out there that's interested in getting their real estate license can take the course and get certified to take the test and get your license, and you're off and running.
Right. I mean, I believe it or not, I actually have somebody who called me up the other day from Virginia. They're a friend of a friend who lives here in Connecticut, and they're going to sign up to take our real estate course. And they're going to try to do real estate, in Connecticut part of the year and in Virginia part of the year. And most likely, I mean, we do have reciprocal agreements. So if you're from another state, you will have to check with your state's Department of Consumer Protection Real Estate Commission, because you might have to take our class and pass our state exam, which is not ours, but the state exam, and then be able to have to do maybe just their principles and practices for that one particular state, right? So that's going to be, that's important to know. But yeah, like Matt said, this is good for the whole state. And so you have 1 year to finish up our 60 hours. I mean, you should be able to do 60 hours of classroom time, virtual live classroom time in 1 year. If you're motivated to get your real estate license, it's a huge opportunity for you to be able to do that, right?
That's right. From the comfort of your own home now.
That's right.
And so,
right? And so what are you really going to get from us? Of course, you're going to get the knowledge, the preparation, a bunch of study questions, and the information as to how to pass the state exam. But you're also going to get the pre-licensing certificate from our school. And it's as simple as that. And that's what you need. That is what you need as your first step in real estate, a pre-licensing certificate from a state-approved school. All right. Well, how much does all this cost? Oh my gosh. How much are you going to separate me and my wallet from, right? Well, I can tell you it's not a lot of money. At least in my mind, it's not. And what I do is Matt and I, we allow payment plans, right? So how much is it? It's $450 for the class and $75 for the books. So you have to prove to me, though, if you're not going to buy the books, you have to prove to me that you have the books, right? You can't say, oh, I'll just take the class without the books, because it's not going to work out that way. It's going to be a problem, right from the start. You need to have these study materials. I believe, I believe that Matt and I, we have a great reputation with the state, and that we want to continue it that way, that when our students get that pre-licensing certificate from us, right, that they're going to the state exam. And what are they doing? Like Matt did, passing it. Simple as that. Not having to go there 3, 4, 6 times. I mean, there's students out there who have gone to other schools and they're just kind of totally lost about the whole thing. Right.
Yeah.
So I also let people do payment plans. So if you wanted to, you talk with me individually. Usually we ask you that you start off with $250 down. I know things are tough with people right now. We want to be understanding. We're not putting pressure on people to pay their balances. So we'll even let them start the class with only $200 down and still get you the books. The total cost will be $450 plus 75, but we'll let you start with $200 down. Pretty simple and easy. And that's something that's not hard for us to do. And in fact, we'll accept a check or a money order in the mail. We'll work on that. I take Cash App, right? We take PayPal. We take Zelle. We take Google Pay. We take credit card. We take debit card. We take Venmo, right? The only thing I'm probably not going to take is like a big bowl of pasta or something like that as payment, or some rice and beans, because my wife can cook, right? So I don't need to worry about that, right?
We'll do the 3 easy payments, the 4 easy payments, or the 5 easy payments, whichever works for you.
That's right. That's right. And just so you know, I've been in real estate for about 20 years. We've been doing this class for over 12 years now. I think it is 12 and a half years. In fact, my wife, she was one of the ones that she spent a long time. Jeanette, thank you so much. I'm very appreciative of you. Right from the start, we decided to do this. We had to go back and forth with the state for a while, get the syllabuses together, get all the arrangements together. And then Matt, as he was just talking about, which again, I appreciate that, it was tough. I mean, I was actually supposed to be on a little vacation. And once this whole thing came about, Matt and I had a few discussions, and we're like, listen, we don't want our students to suffer because of this. Let's try to see if we can do some virtual classes. And believe it or not, that's when I went on the state website and started looking to see, well, has there been any discussion about this and so forth? And the day, really within an hour that I received information that we could possibly do this, I filled out all the forms, got back and forth with the state examiner, trying to make sure that we're doing this the right way, meeting all the guidelines, and here we are. And so it's been, how long has it been? A couple of weeks now, Matt?
Couple weeks, yeah.
Yep. So things have been going pretty good. So that's all. That's really everything that I had to say specifically about the class. You can take a look at the details as far as making sure you understand this is for the real estate pre-licensing certificate. It's not for appraisal classes and so forth. It's for the 60-hour class. That's, again, the certificate we give you will be good for a year. Matt, do you have a couple more minutes?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. What I wanted to kind of discuss, and it's not about, our real estate team or anything in particular, but tell me, how do you feel, how has it made you feel being a real estate agent these last few months? And when you walk around, or you're at home and you're on the phone with people, I mean, how do you feel on a daily basis of what you have for opportunities and helping and so forth? What's your take on it as being a real estate agent?
I really, really like it. I'm not surprised that I like it. I have friends that are in the business. I know you. I kind of knew or felt that I was really going to like it, but even more so than I thought I was going to. If you like people, it's a people business. There's no question about it. If you don't like talking to people and that's not your thing, then this isn't for you, more than likely. Not to say there's people that I haven't met in this business that aren't super successful and maybe don't have the best personality or whatever. You could still have success. But for me, I like working with the people, helping people achieve their goals and dreams in real estate, finding property that they're looking for, making sure they don't get into trouble along the way, getting into a situation that, they didn't want to get into, et cetera, looking out for them, from start to finish.
Right. And so do you feel any kind of satisfaction from everything you're doing here?
Oh, definitely. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, it feels great to help people, right? And as you go, people just, at least my experience has been, the further along you are with the process with somebody, the more grateful, you know what I mean? Now they see what you're doing for them. They see what you're bringing to the table, and that you're really watching out for their best interests, and you're there for them.
Right.
And people, I've made new friends already with people in such a short period of time. It's really been special. It's been great.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm definitely happy to hear that. I mean, there's nothing better than someone, maybe it's a single person or maybe it's a person with a big family, but they're there with you at the closing table and you can see the sense of pride that they have in their eyes, that, whether they're buying their first time home, whether they're buying a bigger house because they have a baby on the way, whether they're selling their house because they're moving down to Florida, right? And people are just happy that they got to this point and you made it as smooth as possible for them. They're satisfied with it. So,
Right.
And that's what I love about it too.
Yeah, I think the first-time home buyers, that's special. When you help a first-time home buyer, whether it's a couple or, like you said, a single person or a family, because this is a dream that started for most people long before you get to a closing table and they're getting their keys. It's a special time for them, but that's a dream that started years before that for many people. And to be a part of making that happen for them is definitely very rewarding.
Right, definitely. I agree. So, I mean, with that in mind, was there anything that you wanted to talk about, or any comments or anything?
I look forward. I'm pretty impressed and pretty surprised actually that we've been able to pick it up so quickly with the school. And now here I am teaching online with, like I said, 15 people in class or whatever. So I'm looking forward to people go to ctrealestateschool.info and get all your information. Reach out to Rob or myself, and we'll hook you guys up and get you into the class. And I look forward to meeting anybody that's ready for real estate.
Excellent. You got it. And I feel the same way. We want to help you every step of the way. We'll make those arrangements. Today is Wednesday, right? And so our next class is actually Thursday evening at 6 p.m. And, if you can call me and get things rolling before 3 o'clock tomorrow, you can actually join tomorrow's class if you want to. Simple and easy, right?
Which would be perfect. Yeah. Because then you get to start with me on Thursday, and that would be like me being the opening act for Rob, because I really don't want to follow Rob. He's such a good teacher. He's tough to follow. So if you could start for Thursday, that would be perfect.
Dude, you're just pumping me up, bro. I don't know what's going on. You're just pumping me up. But you know what? It's actually been really fun talking with all of you. It's been fun, being side by side with Matt here, keeping things rolling. And again, I think we're going to sign out in a minute or so, but please reach out for us if you need us. I hope you're staying safe and healthy. Even as real estate agents, Matt and I, we are doing everything we can to make sure that people know we are only out there for the essential business. We're not out there with people who are just maybe curious and so forth. We are doing everything we can to keep those state guidelines so that people are staying safe and healthy, right? And that's really the most important priority for us. And we wish you the best, and God bless you. And thank you for listening in if you have. And hopefully we could build a relationship together. Good.
Sounds absolutely. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. I'm going to sign off, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye now.
Bye, Rob.